Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is Afghanistan and Pakistan, and we're fortunate to have two individuals to talk about these two countries that have been in the news quite often as of late. The Director of Outreach for the Islamic Center in Nashville, Dr. Amir Arain, and the author of the book, A Short History of Pakistan, Ms. Jane Hussein, are both here to talk about these two respective countries today. And of course, Dr. Arain and Ms. Hussein, let me welcome both of you to the show this morning. And to tell you how delighted we are to have you here to talk about what we consider to be a very, very important topic. And I think the world, in a real sense, feels that this is a very, very important topic this morning. Let's start off with you, Dr. Arain, by having you to give us some information in reference to your background, your education, and some of the things that were important in terms of leading you to us this morning. And then Ms. Hussein will give us similar kind of information in reference to her background, education, and experiences. And then perhaps during the second segment, we'll talk about Pakistan and Afghanistan. Let's start with you, Dr.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings of Allah be to you. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm honored to be on your show. As you know, I'm from Pakistan. I was born in Karachi there, and later on my family moved over to Saudi Arabia, and I grew up in Saudi Arabia. I did my high school in Saudi Arabia. So I had the opportunity to see the two societies, and after my high school went back to Karachi to do my medical school, and from there onward I came to United States to do my residency and fellowship. So by the virtue of my profession, I'm a neurologist and specialize in epilepsy and affiliated with Vanderbilt. I've been associated with the Islamic Center of Nashville since 2002 and have served on their board as vice president and currently serving as a vice president as well as the director of the outreach program. I've been involved with the Pakistani community here. There are about 200 families in the greater Nashville area, and I've served as the president of the Pakistani American Association of Nashville.
Very good. Ms. Hussein.
Yes, I did my undergraduate work at the University of Chicago and majored in history and social studies. And then I married into a wonderful Muslim Pakistani family and lived there for 17 years, raised my children there, and continued my studies in the history of the Pakistan area. And at some point, the Oxford University Press asked me to write a series of history textbooks for young people in Pakistan. And when that was finished, it became combined into a book for the general readership on the history of the peoples of Pakistan. I also, when I came back to the United States in the mid-'80s, I was a research fellow at Columbia University in New York, continuing. I wrote the fourth book of the series there. And since then I've been working at Vanderbilt University here in Nashville.
And so both of you have been involved in scholarly activities as well as other kinds of information relative to Afghanistan as well as Pakistan. Let's see if we can start off, Dr. Arain, by having you to give us some information relative to the history, perhaps, of these two countries and how they sort of come together.
As you know, Pakistan was established on 14th August 1947, born out of South Asia. There were two countries which were established on that day, 14th August for Pakistan and 15th August for India. And the idea was that the two countries will live as good neighbors, and there'll be a significant amount of minority in both countries to guarantee the rights of minorities. However, there was a mass migration, and that resulted in bloodshed. And since then, the two countries have not had good relationship.
India and Pakistan.
India and Pakistan. And they have fought about 3 wars and have come close to the brink of war several times. And in 1998, both achieved the status of having nuclear weapons. And that has been an issue. As far as the issue of Afghanistan is concerned, we share more than 1,500-mile long border on our western border with Afghanistan. And that has been created by the British, and it's sort of an artificial boundary between those two countries, as the same tribes live on both sides of the border, and that has been relatively very porous. So our relationship with Afghanistan has not been very cordial from the beginning. When we applied for our UN representative, our membership, UN membership, Afghanistan voted against it. This was the only country at that time who voted against it. It didn't have much of a say, but it was symbolic that we have not had any cordial relationship.
Very good. And of course, we're getting ready, Dr. Arain, for the first commercial break. And when we come back, we should have about 8 minutes during the second segment to allow Ms. Hussain to start off talking about the country of Pakistan. And of course, we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break.